Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to another review. And this review is not going to be on a movie or a TV or wrestling review. This is actually going to be a review of a special, stage show special that aired on HBO back in 1981, and that is the Pee-Wee Herman Show. Of course, stars Paul Reubens as his famous character Pee-Wee Herman, and just want to talk about the Pee-Wee character and how I grew up watching the character. But Pee-Wee Herman is one of my favorite comedic characters, next to Rowan Atkinson's Mr. Bean. Those are the two comedic characters I enjoyed watching while growing up. Mr. Bean was my number one. Pee-wee was my number two. And I seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure, which is a classic, directed by Tim Burton, one of my favorite directors. Pee-wee's Playhouse, I really enjoy. I really love. I didn't grow up with it because the show aired way before my time. It aired in the late 80s, I think 1986. But I remember watching the show in reruns. First time I saw Pee-wee's Playhouse was on Freeform. Back then it used to be called Fox Family, and then it was ABC Family later on, but before it became Fox Family, it was the Family Channel. But I remember Pee-wee's Playhouse reruns being on there from I think 99 to 2000. I remember watching it on there. And then he had Adult Swim air the reruns of Pee-wee's Playhouse in 2006. I remember that. And I think they still show reruns of Pee-wee's Playhouse on IFC, because I remember last year they had a marathon on Thanksgiving of the series. And I watched it, pretty much all day. But it was cool. It was, Pee-wee's Playhouse. It's a cool show, very fun show. Then you had that Netflix movie that they did called Pee-wee's Big Holiday. I think that's what it was called, which I still haven't seen. Big Top Pee-wee, I did not see that either, and I heard that film was a piece of shit. But I decided to check out this special, the stage show. A friend of mine, he's a big Pee-wee fan. He told me about this special. Told me to give it a watch. He's a friend of mine from work. But he told me to give it a watch, and I thought this special was very funny. This was an early look into Pee-wee's Playhouse before the show got underway. And this special was done 4 years before Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Before the Pee-wee character was well known. So, like I said, this special aired on HBO in 1981. The show was developed by Paul Reubens in 1980. And this special marked the first appearance of his character, Pee-wee Herman. And this was done at the Roxy Theater. And before it was done at the Roxy Theater, it debuted as a midnight show in February of 81 at the Groundlings Theater, because Paul Reubens was in the Groundlings. And basically, the plot to the stage show is, it's basically, Pee-wee's Playhouse, low budget, way before the series began. And, you have the audience there watching as Paul Reubens is doing his, Pee-wee Herman character. And it just shows, Pee-wee in the playhouse, but on the stage. And you see, the characters of Terry the Pterodactyl, Captain Carl, Monsieur Vaughn, Zombie, who was the genie. You had Clocky, who was the America wall map clock. And those characters migrated into Pee-wee's Playhouse, the series. And basically, it's there's one plot line is Pee-wee wants to really fly. After he's been given a wish by Zombie the Genie, who was played by John Paragon, and Pee-wee decides to give his wish to Monsieur Vaughn, who wants Captain Carl, who was played by the late great Phil Hartman, to really like her, and he thinks that she's beautiful. Pretty much, basically, that's what the plot to it is. It's a stage show. So it just goes around. But there was this one scene where Pee-wee ends up getting this woman out of the audience whose name was Joan, and he brings her up on stage, and he hypnotizes her with this puppet that he was wearing, and it just revealed that the puppet, hypnotized her, and she was just taking off, like her clothes. It was funny though. It was really funny. But I'll say give this special a watch if you're a big fan of Pee-wee. If you haven't seen the special, definitely check it out. It's very funny, and Paul Reubens, did a good job as Pee-wee Herman. One of my favorite comedic characters, like I said. And Phil Hartman as Captain Carl, may Phil Hartman rest in peace, but he was great. He was great. I like that character here and in Pee-wee's Playhouse. The stage show actually got a revival in 2010. And production began on that. It opened on Broadway. There was also another Pee-wee Herman show. It was called Pee-wee Herman Show on Broadway, which was an HBO special that premiered in 2011, which I haven't seen. So, but anyways, that's it for this review. It's a short review. It's a review of a stage show. Can't go fully in depth with it, but definitely check out the Pee-wee Herman Show. Very funny stage show. And like I said, if you're a fan of Pee-wee, definitely check it out. So, yes. Anyways, that's it for my review of the Pee-wee Herman Show. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this review. And definitely give the video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And until next video, I'll see you all later.